Hello everyone, are you ready for another adventure? Someone's talking, so it's time to go into here. Of course she's not gonna stop talking. How's it going everyone? Today's video I'm gonna be going over the new mana spirals for all the brand new adventurers. Xander, Lilly, Karina, Luther, Zardan, and Rickard. Kind of give my thoughts about them, see how they might end up being. Obviously, these Agitos should help out for the... or Agito. We are Agito, okay. It should help out for the new Agito battle, obviously, so they should be tailor-made for them. In theory, anyway. Sometimes they definitely give mana spirals to characters that kind of don't help them in anywhere. But yeah, that's going to be today's video. I hope you like it. If you do, remember to leave a like. Comment about what your favorite, who you're looking forward to with the mana spiral. And subscribe if you want more. There you go. That's the last one. Okay, let's do it. First one up, we got the boy Xander. Here's a fun thing about Xander. I can't look at his face without being reminded of the reroll guide video I did. And it's not technically a reroll guide. It's more like who should you reroll for. I think it's the most watched Dragalia video I did, and it's also almost the most disliked video I've made, just because the info's so old now. I probably have to do a new one, or maybe they just wasn't what they want. Anyway, let's get into what he does. Skills: Majestic Tide. Deals water damage to enemies in a line and inflicts frostbite. The more buffs the user has, the higher the skill boost received and the higher the damage dealt. Also activates Born Ruler. During Born Ruler, the user's force strikes are powered up and can damage faraway enemies, and the skill is enhanced into Majestic Tide 2, which deals extra damage. Using Majestic Tide 2 adds an additional stack of Born Ruler, further powering up the user's force strikes and causing him to deal extra damage and bonus damage to frostbite foes, while also enhancing Majestic Tide 2 into Majestic Tide 3, which deals extra damage. All stacks of Born Ruler will be consumed upon using Majestic Tide 3, or a force strike of any stacks of Born Ruler. Born Ruler will not activate when using the skill as a shared skill. Huh. Okay, so Born Ruler will not activate when using the skill as a shared skill. Well, first let's go through all of it. Royal Maelstrom. Deals water damage to the surrounding enemies. The more buff the user has, the higher the skill boost received and the higher the damage dealt. Dragon Haste 15%. Water above 10 hits equals strength 13%. Born Ruler increases strength by 6% for every 3 enemies defeated with 4 strikes, up to 5 times per quest. Also increases strength by a further 5% while the user has Born Ruler effect. Opponent stun resistance 100% and force strike 55% damage. Okay. I was about to say, it's a good thing they added that second part to it, otherwise it would be completely useless for any boss fight, because you don't kill anything but the boss. I'm gonna have to wait. So first of all, Xander's a very good unit. He, especially at launch, I think for the longest, he was like maybe of the starter units that you got, he aged the best out of all of them. Yeah, I would say that's fair. So it doesn't... They waited long enough for water where I'm not surprised that Xander is the one getting it. Because he definitely needs it now. It just like... He just showed his age. But the way these skills work, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, well, I need to see how much damage he does. In theory, he could be like Galaluka, where Galaluka can get so many buffs on him and then he does his attack and he just deals crazy damage. But we won't know until we actually see like the damage mods to his skills and stuff. It seems like he'd have a very interesting loop, at least using Majestic Tide, and he's a sword unit, so he can get that fast recharge into it. Fast recharge, what am I talking about? You know, the fast SP gain, there you go. And Royal Maelstrom, yeah, it's the same thing. Also, he deals Frostbite, which would be helpful. You can definitely deal Frostbite to one of the afflictions you can cause to the twins. Yes, that's what I meant to say. So yeah, it looks interesting, could potentially be used in the new fight. Gonna need to see more though. Yeah, and also 55% force strike is crazy. I don't know if he has that currently. Let me actually look up if he has that currently, because I feel like he does not. Let me see. Where are you, Xander? Xander, my boy. He has 40%. Okay, so that's a 15% increase. Excuse me, I have to seize. Alright, sneezing done. Sneeze break done. Let's move on to the next unit, Lilly. Glacial Blossom deals water damage to the target and nearby enemies, inflicts freeze and frostbite, shareable 5 cost. Frozen Gale deals water damage to the surrounding enemies and activates Crystallian Princess for 30 seconds. During Crystallian Princess, I'm pronouncing that so wrong, the user's standard attacks are buffed and do extra damage to the frostbitten enemies, and area of effect of the skill is increased. Crystallian Princess will not stack. The 30-second timer will be reset if it is activated again. Skill damage 15% is her co-ability. Chain Co-op ability is water HP 80% equals flame resistance 6%. And her abilities are full HP, strength 20%, opponent burn resistance 100%, and skill prep 100%, and skill charge. Fills 100% of the skill gauge at the start of quest. Use a skill. Wow, using a skill fills the skill gauge by 5%. With the bunny, I want to call him Chungus because someone's been calling him Chungus on Discord. He has been screwing with my mind. I cannot believe I forgot the damn bunny's name. I have the bunny. There it is. There's Chungus. Gobney. That's why I can't remember your name, because it's just a complicated ass name. Yeah, skill recharges. If the user is attuned to water, fills 25% of skills prep after using that skill. She's gonna get 30% after using, right? And I'm reading that right? Well, maybe you would want to use her with an attack dragon, actually. And you know what? We'll see. This seems like a pretty good buff to me. The biggest problem with Lilly's skill 2 was the fact that if it was kind of useless most of the time. At least even at launch, I always felt like this skill was not that good, but this one was just so crazy good. And this one now giving frostbite and freeze is going to be super helpful because that now affects both bosses. Both bosses have 2 different sets of afflictions, and I believe one can be hit by frostbite and one can be hit by freeze. If I'm wrong on that, you can correct me. I'm not 100% sure on it. I'm dumb. I could just look it up right here, can't I? Hold your corrections back, ladies and gentlemen. Let me quickly go into this. How about that? How about I fact check myself? Frostbite, freeze. Okay, so blue can get hit by frostbite and one can be hit by freeze. I sure hope I got that right because I just looked at it. All right. I really like her. I don't know how, again, I think with Xander similar, especially after dealing with Halloween Ellie and kind of being like, I don't know how much these damage mods are going to do. I need to see how much damage she does. At launch, Lilly was one of the hardest hitting units. There was a bunch of rooms that were only Lilly, so I'm really interested to see how they do with that. She doesn't really have a way to increase her strength besides being at full HP, which isn't the greatest. But if you can keep her at full HP, pretty good. Alright, let's see. Let's move on to the others. I'm definitely going to be mana-spiring Lilly, but it's more because I like Lilly. She showed up to me super easy. One summon along with the Leviathan back when I wanted Leviathan. Alright, next unit. Karina, Raging Tide, shareable, cost 5. Deals water damage to enemies directly ahead and inflicts frostbite. The more buff the user has, the higher the skill boost received and the higher the damage dealt. Black Flag, deals water damage to surrounding enemies and draws them towards the user. Also increases the user's defense for 30 seconds by 30% for 30 seconds. Defense 15% is her co-op ability. Chain Co-op ability is HP 60% equals strength 5% for water. Healing double buff grants an HP regen buff each time a defensive buff is received. Opponent's stun resistance 100% and a skill prep 100% and using a skill gauges by 5%. And there goes the cars in the background. So let me pause and see if they'll go away. Alright, they're gone. So yeah, my thoughts on Karina. She seems kind of like a mini, well, we won't know if she's mini until we see the damage mods, which is another thing that's always a big pain in the butt. She seems kind of like Xander, except for you don't do any of the Force Strike stuff. Mainly because she's a axe unit, so that's actually very good. I don't know, this seems pretty good. Her Black Flag giving her defense, in which case then heals her, sounds very useful to me. The fact that she gets her skills right away and can just start punching dudes all over, so you can use Black Flag, get your defense up, and then use this immediately. Obviously you want to wait for more buffs, but I don't know, seems good. Seems pretty solid to me. A lot of the time with these mana spirals, we don't know how powerful their skills are going to be, because we don't know the changes that they've made, which has been... We also don't know if they're changing SP costs, which was something with Halloween Ellie. We didn't know that they were going to double her SP cost for her skill 1, for example. That was something we just didn't know. But in terms of this, kind of looks solid to me. Nothing that's making me go like, oh my god, broken. But here's another one that I think is in the exact same vein. Luther, with deals water damage to the surrounding enemies and inflicts frostbite, shareable 3. Terrapissa Shore deals water damage to enemies directly ahead and reduces their strength and defense by 5%, critical rate 10%, chain co-op ability water above it 10 hits equals flame resistance 9%, abilities flurry devastation 15%, increases the critical rate by 15% when the combo count is 15 or higher, potent stun resistance, passionate dancer increases strength by 6%, for every 3 enemies defeated with 4 strikes, up to 5 times per quest. Also activates Passionate Dancer every time one of the user's attacks is a critical hit. When this effect is active, the user's next 4 strike will inflict Frostbite. The effect cannot stack and will be consumed on it. After activating Passionate Dancer will not activate again for 10 seconds. I don't know. I think Lufer sounds very interesting. This is another thing where it's like, I kind of need to see the damage. The reason I always bring up damage mods is like, and being unsure how good a mana spiral is just based off of pure the words I'm reading, is that when the shadow ones were announced and I read Vice, I think you can look back at that video, I said, I don't know what's up with this guy dude's mana spiral. It's nothing. And then he came out and now, hello, welcome to the current stage of Dragalia, where he's like the second hardest hitting unit in terms of pure DPS. Not to say he's the second best unit, just the one that can deal a lot of damage. It's kind of crazy, but I don't know. This guy seems like he could be good. That's my general feeling. I like that Passionate Dancer can be used if you get a crit, and he gets crit rate himself, so that's very nice. I like the fact that they're changing a lot of these passives that only activate when you kill someone, and being like, well, now we have another way for it to activate, which is good. Zardan Blade, shareable 3 skill, deals water damage to enemies directly ahead and inflicts frostbite. Zardan's Wrath, deal water damage to enemies in a line and inflicts frostbite. Dragon Haste 15% is a co-op ability. Chain co-op ability is water HP 60% equals strength 3%. Abilities full HP equals strength 20%. Potent burn resistance 50% and burn resistance 50%. On paper, this does not look good. Let's see, maybe the damage mods will like save him or something. I literally just said the last thing, but this is my example of like, but to be fair, these are 3 units, so. And finally, the last of the 3 units, Ricard. Measure of Mercy, shareable 4, restores HP to all allies, removes burning. Holy Water restores HP to all allies and continues healing for the next 15 seconds. Recovery potency 20% is this co-op ability. Chain co-op ability, water HP 70%. Abilities full HP equals defense and recovery potency. Increases defense by 20%, increases the potency of recovering skills by 10% when HP is full. Potent stun resistance 50%, and then stun resistance 50%. This guy does not seem the greatest in the world to me, but maybe he does a crazy amount of healing on skill 1. Who knows? I kind of expected more from a water healer. There's really no good water healer that's not a 5, so that's a shame. But yeah, those are all of them. Kind of liking the look of Luther and Karina. Definitely going to be investing in Lilly, and I'm going to wait and see with Xander, mainly because I don't have a lot of resources, so you gotta have to think smartly. And for at least Zardan, I think there's a chance he could be given extremely high damage mods to make up for the fact that this just doesn't seem very exciting is the right way of saying it. Ooh, excuse me. But that's the end of today's video, everyone. I hope you liked it. Remember, comment about what you like. Leave a like if you ended up liking this video. And of course, as always, subscribe to me if you haven't already. I don't have a goodbye outro, so we'll just say, you know what, someone say something. Take us out.
I remember little about what happened during the dance.
You say that all the time.